Alright guys, today I'm going to show you a video on how you can repair this kind of a problem that you get, and with it not being a bulb that needs to be replaced. This fast blink thing indicates a problem with the circuit board that I'm going to show you. So let me show you some of the other symptoms of this problem, and then we'll go into the diagnosis and repair. When you have this problem that we're going to cover in this video, this is what the front blinker will look like, flashing rapidly just like the indicator on the dashboard. And then we're going to go to the rear of the vehicle because we've confirmed this problem is the one that has to do with the rear taillight circuit board. So the problem is in the rear taillight, so we're going to have to remove that. And it's very easy to remove. There's a Phillips screw at the top, and then there's another one down here at the bottom. This is of course on a pickup. If this was a Tahoe or a Suburban or a Yukon or something like this, you're going to have to remove the trim piece to get at this, but it's the same taillight assembly and the same wiring harness on all of these old body style truck models. And once you have this guy pulled off, I'll show you in a minute. There's a couple of tabs here. That's where you just kind of gently work them out. On the pickup truck and on the Suburban and the Tahoe, they're going to fit into indentations on the sheet metal. And then we're going to remove the wiring harness. And then what you've got here is normally you would remove these two bolts, take this little cover off, and you'd be able to change the bulb. I'm going to show you that procedure right here. I found that this is actually a 1/4 inch. It doesn't really fit the metric size, which is unusual. Insulation gasket that stays with the taillight housing. You want to make sure you keep this going on the right way. Keeps water out of there. Alright, so this is our blinker bulb here, because this was sitting in like this. So we've got our backup light, we've got our blinker bulb and taillight. And if we take this guy out, see inside, because I've seen this before. This is like the second time that I've repaired this on this particular vehicle. So this vehicle is almost 21 years old. I've had to change this board assembly out twice. But what happens is, you can see it's really dark in there. It happens, it gets hot and burnt, and these traces that run inside this board end up shorting out or end up getting a break in them, and you have to replace the whole thing. Now, sometimes you can get lucky and just clean it out and pull the tabs out a little bit, but I doubt that's going to be the case this time. What happens is this dielectric material over time just turns brown and gets old and thick, is what you're seeing on the coloration. But let me go through the whole debug procedure here and show you what you have to check. So I'm going to take a voltmeter here, and we're going to walk through with a helper that's going to be inside the cab. And we're going to walk through and show this. Now, what you've got here is, it's very simple, right? It's a very simple setup. Black's ground, and then one of these lines is for the backup lights, one of these lines is for the turn signal and brake lights, one of these lines is for the parking light. So I'm going to pause for a second, get set up for somebody in the cab, and then we're just going to go through with somebody actuating the various switches inside the cab. We're going to show that we're getting power and that the harness and the harness connector are okay. It's something you should check because it could be something like this as well. So let's do that first real quick to show the procedure. We're set with the helper in the cab, and we're going to check out the wiring harness and connector. Remember that black is negative, and we're going to start off on the far left here with the parking light, which is light brown. So go ahead and turn the parking light on. Let me get voltage on that. You can turn it off. Next we'll do light green, which is reverse. Go ahead and put it in reverse. Okay, we got voltage there. Go ahead and put it back in park. Go ahead and do the brake lights, which is yellow. And you see you got voltage there. Now turn the blinker on. And this is what you'd expect to see with the blinker, right? Because you're getting voltage and it's going to flicker back and forth. Go ahead and turn the blinker off. And press the brake again. Alright, so our harness is good and our connector's good, so we know that the problem is what we were talking about earlier with the board. So let's go ahead and replace it. So let me pause this again and we'll pick it up. Okay, Okay, so let me just show you the last bit of this repair. So I'm going to hook this up to the harness again, and this is what you'll see most of the time. You might see something a little different, but here I've got this board set up where I've got the parking light on in the cab, and I've got the blinker on. And we're getting the parking lights lit but no blinker. And you'll see sometimes you'll try putting a new bulb in here. And here it's not even lighting up, you'd think, but you know, you wiggle it a little bit, and there it goes, right? So it's not the bulb, it's with this particular connector. So let's show you what happens when we plug in a whole new board. So this is the driver's side, so it's going to be a GM165 11565, and I'll roll the part number for the passenger side board down at the bottom of the video. I'm going to hook this guy up, and then all I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer the bulbs from the old board to the new board. So this is the backup light. This is the middle turn signal light. And this is the top brake light, parking light. So we see, it seems like we got the same behavior. However, we changed the bulb now. We'll see that we actually had two problems. We had a bad board and a bad bulb. The board took out the bulb. And that's part of why it's all burnt inside of this connector. And that was the problem. So it's not just a bulb sometimes. It can also be this entire board. It's a pretty frequently changed part. I've changed it, like I said, this will be the third time in about 21 years. I've had the vehicle since it was new. And my other vehicle is about 20 years old. I've had to change it at least once as well. So I hope this helps you out and get your vehicle back operating when you have some kind of a crazy situation where you know the bulb's good and it doesn't work. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.